Okay. Hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're just getting started. Let's go like that, slightly more. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, do you want to try to turn on your camera? I don't know if it'll let you. Oh, it let you.
Hello. Yeah, it did let me. Okay, hold on. I gotta do a really makeshift thing here. Okay. I'm good for now while I have decent lighting.
You're going to have to get a light for the front, aren't you?
I have one, but I have to like set it up.
Okay, gotcha.
Setting boxes and stuff. Hi, Katrina.
So we're just going to let people start to come in.
How are you?
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Who are you saying hi to? Or who are you asking how are you?
Katrina.
Oh. Both of you. Live has been so long for me. I know it's been long for us too, actually. Please ignore the sweaty stomach because it's hot in here.
Oh.
Yeah, you might see a little sweat percolating right here. So just know.
Oh.
Only the TikTok people see the sweaty. Self.
Then that AI summary is going to be like sweaty mediumship.
Sweaty mediumship with Michael Mayo. With sweaty Michael Mayo.
Hi, April. I know, I can't. How long has it been since I've been live? I mean, at least 5 months. It's got to be, right? Like 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm. It's been several minutes. Hello, John in Tampa. That must be late if you're in Tampa, John.
How about you and your 5 master's degrees?
Yeah, for real.
Me and my 2 master's degrees are burnt out.
Bachelors and 2 masters.
Yep, and associates if you want to be an asshole, but
Ace for asshole, associates for asshole.
I
don't know why this is like so hot on my face. Not literally hot, but just there you go. That's a little bit better. I'm just shining like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, this.
So for those of you who are watching on any other platform, sorry you won't be able to see Miranda, unfortunately. But Miranda is here, and she is on this. They can hear you. They can hear you. They can't see you. And then Megan's probably going to be joining us in a little bit too. So we'll have.
Oh, yay!
The whole crew will be here.
Aww,
the whole gang's
my heart
all
is
here.
like feeling so full. Everyone saying hi to me.
Yes. And if you're not following Miranda, I do recommend give a follow to Miranda. Because
thanks, Miss Anne.
Miranda's amazing.
Yeah, I actually used to have another TikTok like last year, and then it got hacked, and so I've had to start from scratch. So, but you know, it is what it is.
It did get hacked. That is. Dana does say baby Miranda.
Hi, Dana. I just saw, I don't know if Dana or Michael, you guys already saw the video that Megan just posted about like what the heart of mediumship, and it's such a beautiful message, and it's literally just like videos of us like out and dancing like all together, and it just made my heart like so full.
Aww.
Yeah, sweet.
Dana cried.
Yeah, it was really sweet. I loved that, and also just like such a beautiful message, like just so right on.
So we're going to be doing some cool things tonight. So a few things we're going to do. Number one, we're going to do, well, I don't know if it is any order, but one thing we're going to be doing tonight is a live medium is starting with Michael Mayo. Ask your questions. One thing that we're going to be doing. If you just keep saying Miranda a few times, AI will finally write you in on this. But just know that. So one thing that we're going to be doing is you might see a few things behind me. You may notice a setup of things just here. There is a 25-pound crystal ball. It may look tiny there, but it's there. And then we have a teacup for some reason. And then we have, I'm going to turn this tape because it's poking.
We have cards.
Oh yeah, wait, I have cards too. Where did those go? And then we have a candle.
I pointed them to me.
And then I have a candle.
Oh, I have the candle too. Okay, great.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing some readings with cards, scrying, such as candles, and tasseomancy, aka tea leaf reading. Because why? Because I'm glad you asked. Because psychism starts on Wednesday, and these are all things that we are going to be studying in the psychic development course. Now, what we're going to teach you, what we'll also demonstrate, is how to do this without anything. That's the first thing. And then we're going to use tools to show you, because that's some of the things that we cover in our thing. And so we're going to use tools to also help you to also just experience it. What do the tools do? Do they add anything? Do they take anything away? And that's what we're going to be doing. So if we can get to 20,000 likes on this Tickety Talk, that will help us to know that we're ready to something in the psychic development realm. So just throwing that out there. Probably should have made that higher because that's going to be in like 2 seconds. But Miranda's going to do some readings. I'm going to do some readings. We're just going to play. And I think Megan's going to come on, so she might do some readings. Who knows? We don't know. This is a fun exploration night. So tell all your friends, share the video, give it to other people, do all kinds of cool things, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So, yeah, Megan, Miranda. And then the second thing that we're going to cover tonight is Miranda is actually going to be helping us out over Oak Bridge. More than helping, she's going to be working at Oak Bridge for your personal development need. Because one of the facets, one of the avenues that we want Oak Bridge to have is personal development. As you know, Megan and I are very, very big on all of this. So it's important we believe, for people to have access to quality personal development. And Miranda, and this is not biased at all, this is just coming from all the feedback she gets from all her clients, and also what she gets the feedback from, I mean, even just in my own experience of it, is Miranda is one of the best in the business, in my humble opinion. Not only my opinion, her clients' opinions, her supervisors' opinions, like tons of people's opinions. And I'm not trying to oversell it, but I'm just telling you right now, Miranda is amazing. Like, Miranda is genuinely incredibly talented, incredibly kind, patient, thoughtful, loving, accepting, open. And that, I think, is a key thing that is needed. She looks so young. Yeah, because she is young. I mean, how old are you, 28?
I'm about to be 29, yeah. I'm going through and return right now.
Yeah, and she's going through that Saturn return. Let me tell you what.
Oh, so thank you. Everyone is like literally gonna cry.
But seriously, like, Miranda has been working so hard on all of these things. This is a person who is qualified in mediumship. This is a person who is qualified in therapy, a person who's qualified in philosophy, the consciousness studies, near-death study. I mean, it's the whole package. If you're looking for personal development that takes spiritual things into perspective, that is what Miranda does. And her clients are constantly, sharing how much it's changed their lives, sharing how much spirit gets to play a role. I think a lot of people think of therapy and other things like that. Although she's not going to be doing therapy, she'll be doing healing work. But personal development, healing work, personal healing development work, there it is, with us at Oakbridge. It's the amount of people that want to bridge both the spiritual and the personal development side, healing side. I mean, it's massive, and not just in, not just in just random people version, but also people in therapy. People want to have an integration. They don't want to be talking to someone and have every spiritual insight, every spiritual belief, every spiritual experience poo-pooed as nonsense. And I think one thing that Miranda brings with her personal development work is acceptance of your belief, your experience. Nothing is off the table. And also, because she can do mediumship, she can do psychic work, she knows the ins and outs. I've been working with Miranda, like, not always as an instructor, although at times as an instructor, but just like developing mediumship, physical phenomena, all kinds, psychic games, like all kinds of things. Miranda had a hand in some of the curriculum that's at Oakbridge. She's helped me when my inspirational moments, write these things out, help me organize my thoughts. Like, so this isn't just someone who has just kind of popped in because she's my friend. This is someone who has been there since she was 18 years old, and she's about to turn 29, as she just said, seeing the phenomena that I see, experiencing the development that I have, and that she herself has over the years. So I'm just saying this as partly an introduction for those of you who don't know who Miranda is, but also the value. Hi, sorry, my internet decided to just go for
That's
a second.
Okay. I thought it was me, and I was like, oh.
Nope, it was me. It was me.
And then I left, and then I came back, and then everyone was like, Michael's frozen, she's not. And I was like, oh no,
yeah,
I just
it's
left
me.
everyone.
No, my side got frozen. So I don't know where you guys got cut off. But essentially, the reason that I'm sharing all of this is A, as an introduction, but B, to just validate the hard work, the amazing work that I've seen from Miranda, through Miranda, and that it's not just any person that we're bringing on. who thoroughly understands both mediumship, psychic awareness, near-death experiences, continuation of consciousness from a philosophical standpoint, as well as therapy, depth psychology, parts work, experiential therapy. There's equine therapy. There's all kinds of things that Miranda knows. Now, I don't think we're going to be bringing a horse online and making that happen yet. But give us a moment, okay? Give us a moment. We'll figure it out. You have the horse video, like it's just the horse's body, and like the horse is just like.
I appreciate everything that you're saying. It's like very, very, it's definitely hitting me. I just wanted to say though, you said something earlier that I feel like encapsulated like what I want to bring to Oak Ridge. And you said that it's like that, well, in your words, you hold space really well for those who have spiritual experiences. And I just wanted to say, you know, like for those of you who I've talked about my journey and stuff before, I mean, so many of you have actually been there. I feel like every time I'm on live with Michael, I'm like, and I'm this far in this degree, and now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing this. And so for those of you who have heard my journey, when I made the pivot to go to therapy, I was like, and that was totally spirit guided. I was wondering like, what does this now mean? What about all my consciousness studies? What about mediumship? Like, what about all of that? What now I'm just going to be sitting in an office doing therapy? Like I didn't understand. And then, you know, obviously through the unfoldment of my journey, I've learned, as Michael just mentioned, the type of therapy that I practice is called depth oriented or spiritually integrative. And I've seen firsthand, you know, the clients that I sit with that aren't necessarily self-proclaimed mediums are sort of at the intersection of, this is a shameless plug, this is why my handle is called Psyche and Spirit, but at the intersection of Psyche and Spirit, I just have witnessed like such really beautiful, amazing things happen, particularly in the healing realm. But also, you know, I've seen my own clients, like, you know, they come in to work on trauma and healing, and then I've seen them grow spiritually and psychically and intuitively because of this sort of, I just think how rich this area is. Michael and I were actually just talking about this on the phone earlier about how really like mediumship, spiritual development, and personal development are kind of one and the same, or they, at least maybe they ought to be. So anyway, that's
the way that I always describe the two is that they are two separate paths, but they should move together, right? Because oftentimes people neglect one. And like maybe they do a lot of, you know, mediumship development, spiritual awareness, that sort of stuff, but then they don't ever work on their shit. And I can tell you that's a lot of mediums. I'm just going to be real frank. I'm not going to name all the famous mediums that I know that are exactly like that, but that absolutely occurs. And then you have people who maybe done a lot of work, but they're searching for that spiritual component, right? Maybe it's being too intellectualized. Maybe it's being too bypassed by the intellect, because the more I understand is actually a way to reduce actually experiencing. I don't know how many of us are like that. I know I am. One of my greatest skill sets is how to get out of feeling the discomfort, the pain, the whatever, and lean into my intellect. Well, if I understand it, then it won't hurt so much. If I understand why this person is abusive, or if I understand why this person is XYZ, I don't have to deal with the actual sitting with that discomfort and with that pain, and learning how to actually process, let myself feel, right? So these are all things that we want to do. I mean, Miranda can speak more about all of that, but Miranda's role, because someone did ask, what role will Miranda play? Her role can evolve and shift and change given all of the experience that she does have. But currently, the idea is having Miranda kind of head more of the personal development side of things to give you guys a resource in what I find to be incredibly quality work, what I find to be things that are effective, things that work. And so I would recommend, you know, you guys giving her a follow, but also checking out the things that we have coming up for Oak Ridge, because we are all about development in all facets of what someone is, because someone is spirit, but we also are mind, and we also are physical body, we are our energy, right? We have all these different components of what we are. And we want Oakbridge to be able to help you with all those things. Why not integrate all of those things into one big thing? So that's some thoughts. That's the role.
Yeah. And something else I want to add to that too is another thing Michael and I were talking about is that, the depth-oriented framework that I work from as a therapist is a lot of it stems from like the father of that is Carl Jung, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with or have heard. And, that kind of style of therapy, really the philosophy of that is that the soul or the psyche speaks and communicates through symbols, feelings, intuitions, dreams, etc. So I just feel like I'm just so excited to bring this to Oakbridge because I feel like it's a plethora of people who are already, right, like symbolically minded or maybe remember their dreams or feel like their dreams have meaning and already work with archetypes and things like that. And all of that can be brought into the therapy space, the healing space, the personal development space. And again, like what I found to be very, very transformative, very healing and very meaningful. So I feel like this is a perfect bridge, if you will.
Sylvester was asking, was there personal development at Oakbridge before? Yes, but not as its own category. Personal development has always been part of the Oakbridge mediumship path. That track that takes you from not being able to do anything, Foundations 1, which actually you can still join if you are interested in still starting. This is the last week to be able to join Foundations 1. We only teach it twice a year. The next time will be in January. But in that track, personal development is a part of that. We actually did have a companion for our expansions course, which is a large part. That's where a lot of the personal development happens, which comes after Foundations 1. Foundations series 1, 2, 3. But now we're trying to build that out as its own program, as its own track. So you could come to Oakbridge not really wanting to necessarily develop as a medium, but come to Oakbridge with a desire to develop. And if you so choose later on down the road, oh, you know what, I do want to take a psychic course or I want to take a mediumship course, great, we would love to have you there. But we want to also make it its own sort of pathway of personal development. So you'd never even have to step foot in a mediumship circle or anything like that. And yet we will hold space for your spiritual awareness, your spiritual experiences. We will hold space for your personal development, your traumas, all of these sorts of things.
That brings me to Button says, so personal development is a term new to me in this context. Can you specify what it entails? So the way that I'm going to be, and obviously other people might have their own framework or definition, but the way that I'm going to be bringing personal development to Oakbridge is essentially my invitation or my offering is to create a space, to create classes, workshops, etc. It's all being sort of, brainstormed, but a place where people can work on themselves through a more spiritually integrative lens. So if you are someone who is a medium, is a psychic, attending Oakbridge, doing development, and you find that maybe in your development, maybe wounded parts are coming up for you, right? I know in expansions, that's a whole chunk of expansions is to, work on maybe some of the wounding, some of the limiting beliefs, even the traumas that come up when you're developing. And my hope is to have a place where it can be done in a more distinctive way, and to give it the space and the time and the presence that kind of work deserves, in my opinion. Which leads me to what I was just going to say. Kendra asked, is therapy involved? So because of dual relationship ethical guidelines, I cannot do therapy. I will not be your therapist unless you go a route of filling out intake forms and blah blah blah, and like I will be your therapist. So what I'm going to be doing is more of a general. It's not group therapy. I cannot ethically or legally call it group therapy, but it's going to be more of a style like that. So imagine more of a group space where it's safe to sort of have these experiences, talk about these experiences. I'll be navigating, guiding, being there, trauma informed, obviously, but just for all intents and purposes, I won't be your therapist. So I hope that answers your question. And once I get licensed, so right now, and have a different type of license, once I become fully licensed, it gets a little bit less separated, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So one of the things that we are going to be doing is a course, and right now we're just kind of finalizing some of the details of what that's going to be. But one thing, and this is kind of the premise of it, is when you are developing your mediumship, your stuff, your trauma things get triggered in the process. And what we find is that learning to deal with those things, learning to accept those parts, learning to work with those things is a great way to help move beyond the blocks that arise in your mediumship. Funnily enough, it's not just your mediumship that will likely help. It'll probably help other areas of life too. In fact, I probably can guarantee that it will likely help other areas of life. But what I will say is that we are going to be doing a course that is going to be helping us to identify, discover what comes up for us when we're doing mediumship. Because for any of you who is on the journey right now, I'm sure you can recognize that when you're working, self-doubt comes in, imposter feelings come in, perfectionism comes in, control comes in, right? All these things that arise with us. That's why mediumship is such a great tool for helping us to work through stuff, right? And so this is a great opportunity for us to use those triggers to give air time
Speed of safety. And so we can take all the self-help books, we can read all the things, webinars, see all the coaches, all the things. have insight and we can understand our trauma all day long, and we can understand why people did what they did, or why we reacted. Are we giving ourselves the space, the safety, the unconditional loving witness, right, to those parts of us? And I believe that when given those conditions, the soul will naturally heal on its own. So that is, in a nutshell, my sort of how I strive to work in this sort of role, is that I strive to create that space where that can happen for you. Yeah, I feel like that answered your question, Michael.
It did. I also think, and I don't know if you saw this because I was slightly distracted, because I'm trying to get my tarot cards over here too. Is the other thing I would add is that healing happens in relationship. And I think that is really, really, really important. I know in my personal journey of healing and working through my things, I thought having an understanding, having an awareness, like going through the behaviors, these things would be enough to do the work that was needed. And it wasn't until I started being vulnerable in front of safe people, in front of safe spaces, and totally letting myself be in that and be met with love, be met with support. That's where I actually saw true healing happen for myself. And that is what I'm hoping we also bring to this. It's like, think about kind of how we evolved. We evolved in groups. We evolved in clans and tribes and this sort of thing. And we evolved brains that survive because we're with other people. We evolved our awareness so that we can be in relationship to one another. And I think what has happened in our modern Western sort of society is that we've kind of become a little bit too individual, a little bit too on our own. And unfortunately, what that's done is that it's made it. Ooh, it's over. Oh no. Here, you can just hand it to me. Thanks. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, what that's done is that it's made us little islands. And unfortunately, little islands are exactly what's going to help you create trauma, because the trauma is created from separation to begin with, right? The trauma comes from a rupture with no repair. It comes from something traumatic without aftercare, right? It comes from repeated things like this. So it can happen once, it can happen many times, right? Whatever it is, it creates separation. And then what happens is that we also separate from ourselves as well. There's a part of us that separates from core identification of ourselves, that whole piece of us. And so this is so important for us to begin to uncover, and to do that in relationship to each other. That's where the healing happens.
Can I add? Because I just love everything that you're saying. When you said healing happens in relationship, that is really honestly the crux of experiential therapy, which is experiential therapy is just an umbrella term for basically anything where you are having an experience. So whether that's art or equine or sand tray or using cards, right? Anything experiential. The idea is that to create a healing experience. And what Michael is talking about is the healing experience. That's just an apt way to put it, is like being in the presence of one or more unconditionally safe, loving, witnesses. That is the healing experience, where your shame, your trauma, your rage, your et cetera, can, really honestly transmute or transcend. I mean, I don't know what word you want to use, but it really does sometimes feel like magic in that way.
100%. And it really is magical, because I think it's really easy for us to kind of go, I need to understand, I need to relive, I need to da-da-da-da. And then people will do that over and over and over and over and again, and realize they're not really getting, it's not doing the thing. We still need to, for whatever reason, continue to talk about it, continue to discover it, continue to da-da-da. And I think what you said about the experience is what makes it different, right? Like that really is a healing experience. And for us as at the Oak Bridge Institute, our whole jam is about experience. Our whole thing is about you having experiences so that you develop a sense of trust in yourself, trust in your connection, trust in that. Because what do we see a lot in the spiritual space? Everybody's looking for someone else to give them the answer. Everybody's looking for some book to make it make sense. Everybody's looking for outside of themselves. And that perpetuates this sort of thing, right? It perpetuates this idea that the answers will not be found within myself, they're found in something else. And that leads and breeds a lot of lack of self-trust, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of, all of these things. And so for us, it's about experiencing in experiencing in your psychic awareness so that you can learn to trust yourself. And so it just fits hand in glove to have a way of working through healing and personal development that is experience based, because that is what we exchange. Theory is great, right? Theory, concepts, ideas, we love them. Those are welcome. And they will not fulfill the whole thing until you have the experience that is corrective.
Yeah, when you said earlier, you talked about experiences your whole thing at Oak Bridge, and it reminded me of, I would talk with Michael so much during my training and during my practicum that I'm learning obviously therapy. I'm not being taught mediumship or like energy physics or whatever, consciousness at my practicum, but I did work for a spiritually integrative site. But I would tell Michael, like throughout my experiences, I'm like, this is so interesting because it's almost like the healing that I'm seeing in therapy with clients, it's almost like the same mechanics as mediumship. Like I would often hear your words like ringing in my head of like mediumship is the art of feeling. And I've even used like in session with clients, basically like walking them through like sitting in the power, but instead of the power, it's like sitting with their body, or like, it's like just certain like mechanisms that are literally the same, just replacing the word. And it's such a similar outcome that happens. And it's just like, I just think, like you said, hand in glove. I'm just like, yeah, they really do. I really believe that they are one and the same personally.
Yeah. Incredible. So that's just a little bit about that. If you are interested, open, want to be kept in the loop about anything related to this, or when we do put it out there, make sure that you can do two things. One, you can either make sure that you're on the oakbridgeinstitute.org mailing list. That's one thing you can do. The second thing, if you really are like, wait, when this comes out, I want to be a participant in it, you should email support@oakbridgeinstitute.org. Email them and just say, interested in Miranda personal development or something like that. Just put that in the title. And then we will definitely give you guys the heads up first and foremost if you are interested in that. So yeah. Megan,
I was just going to say, and as the first course that Michael and I are going to co-teach together, as it gets more ready and meaty, if you will, we'll obviously come on again and share more about it. But the first thing that we have kind of coming, just so that you have it kind of in your heads, is going to be succinctly put, like which parts of you that might be wounded or unhealed or et cetera, come up in your mediumship development. That's really what we're holding space for. I'm also going to be working on and putting out in the near future too. Like there's going to be a bunch of like everything I just said, like we're going to, using in self-healing, archetypes, depth-oriented stuff, dream work, all kinds of stuff. So this first that we're putting out is going to be about parts and wounded parts that come up during mediumship development.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Katrina, God, I love it here. We love you. We love you being here, and we love that this is happening. So, I had said that if we got to 25,000 likes, that we would start, and we well past that at this point. So, I do want to offer reading to folks. So, I think for the first one, I'm going to work. Work more with the color system, and this is something that you will learn in the psychism course that starts on Wednesday. You can register for that at oakbridgeinstitute.org. Second, I'm dealing with post working out stuff getting loosened, so forgive me for the. So what I want to do is I want to work with someone for a psychic reading, and I'm going to do that now. So if you are interested in that, you can go ahead and make a request. I'll just pull up someone. You need to be somewhere quiet. You need to be somewhere where you're not distracted. All other sounds and things in the room need to be off. I don't want you to be like sitting, watching, and scrolling through TV. I don't want that. So I do want you, if you are interested in this, I will just go to who I'm drawn to, and bring you up. Do know that because this is a public setting, I'm not going to necessarily go into crazy detail about all the crazy things might be happening in your life, just because out of respect for you and all of that. Then once I'm done that, Miranda, if you want to either add during the reading, if you're picking up on something, or if you are want to pull some cards or something on that, we can also do that. But we're going to kind of work through these different ways of reading tonight. Starting with color, the system of color, which is what we start you with in the psychic development course. And then we will go to other terms. So tonight I have tea leaf reading. So I have a whole little thing I'm going to do with the tea leaf. And then I have both a candle to do a scrying sort of candle flame moment, as well as this 25-pound crystal ball, so I can stare into the crystal ball like the gypsies of old. And so it'll be fun. And then I have tarot that is here, so I can pull cards as well. So yeah. Do you have to be on camera? No. Would I like you to be on camera? Yes, but you don't have to be at all. So if you like this, if you're wanting to get reading, I don't know how many we're going to do. I'll try to keep them relatively short. So we can get to as many people as we can, is the hope. But if for whatever reason you aren't okay, just make sure that you remove your request from the request boxy thingy. So that would be great. Is it okay if we are old and in bed? Of course you can be old and in bed. That's totally
We
fine.
prefer that, actually.
Yeah, please be old and in bed. Just want to be able to see your face. I don't actually need to see your face to do the reading, but just more for the interest of other people. It's better to have that. Okay, so let me look here. I'm just gonna go who I feel drawn to. Give me a second. I'm just gonna let myself feel the spirit and feel the power. And then I'm gonna look at and see who I feel drawn to. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're gonna go there. Boom. So if you're popping on, you know I picked. Hello.
Hello.
Did you know you were gonna get picked?
I did.
You did. You must be psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tune into the colors that I see around you. So essentially, I'm reading the aura, and I'm gonna start to describe to you what I'm experiencing, what I'm feeling. I'm going to start with a flow of information, and all you have to do is I'll just check in and say if you can understand that. That way I can trust that I'm connecting in accurately to. Then I'll provide whatever message. If you have a specific question or something, you can ask that if I haven't already answered it. Does that sound okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, cool. So what I need from you is try not to give me too much information at the end. If you want to clarify things So, okay, so just give me a couple minutes and then I'm going to start as soon as I start to feel something, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling some things here, and I'm gonna let them unfold just a little bit more before I get started. But I definitely feel a guide of yours kind of stepping forward strongly, and I feel like she's gonna be the one that's gonna be helping me out here as I connect here. So give me just a few minutes. I'm just going to see what starts to unfold. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to get one more color and then we'll go from there. And so what I'm doing right now, just so people that are watching, I'm just getting into Jade's energy. I'm just sort of getting a sense of the energy, and I'm just expanding my awareness, expanding my energy, and I'm allowing it to come to me. I'm not going to reach for it. I'm not trying to grab it. I'm just allowing these initial colors come to me. I just don't know what that is. I keep seeing this specific color, but I don't even know what I would call that. Let's go here. Okay, I'm just gonna get a couple more things and then I will go ahead and start here. Just out of curiosity, you don't have to tell me what it is, but do you have a specific question, Jade, or are you just kind of more open to whatever?
Yeah, I don't have a specific question, just
Great.
open to
Great.
whichever.
Okay, fabulous. So let me just go here because I didn't feel like there was a specific question, which is why I was asking. I was like, okay, I feel like this is more just wide open. Okay. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I'm seeing that doggy, but let's just put that down. Where are we going? Okay, right there. Okay. Not sure what this is, but maybe we'll go there. We'll see. Okay, so anytime that we do psychic or mediumship, what we want to demonstrate before I just go like, here's the things coming for you. What we always want to demonstrate is that we can connect to accurate things in the present and in the future. Oh, excuse me, the present and the past before we go to the future. So that's a really important piece in what we teach you in the psychic development class starting on Wednesday. This is a really important piece because if I were to just be like, okay, Jade, this is the things I see for you. Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. Like, what the fuck if I just shown you nothing? I've shown you that I've not connected. You can understand. I don't know anything. I'm just telling you that may be happening for you. And then until those things come true, there's no way to validate it. So I first need to start talking about you and your life. And then if I get a message or something like that, that's what I would go to. We call those timelines. And we have to make sure that we're actively connecting to the correct timeline. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So again, all I need you to do is just say yes if you can understand it, no if you can, if you're not sure or you need more information. I will work it out. and that's all I want you to say right now, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so as I was going into your energy, there's a few things that started to stand out to me. I'm going to describe you a little bit first before I kind of go into other things, just to make sure that I'm nicely connected to you. So the very first thing, that as I was moving into your energy, there was a lot of this orangey red, almost like rust color, maybe even more like sunset orange, sort of the way that the sky can turn a little reddish orange. And that was the color that was really standing out to me at the first bit. And what this felt like to me is it sort of feels like the colors that you kind of came in with. It feels to me as though throughout your life, you, just as Jade, really try to approach people from this very warm, open, kind of like just like I feel a lot of laughing humor, warmth that comes off of you in your energy. And I feel like that's kind of how you try to meet people. Does that piece make sense?
Yes.
I feel also too, as I talk about that with this reddish kind of orangey color, it feels to me as though I've kind of had to fight for everything that I have. So, meaning from a pretty young age, I feel as though I had to either be more of an adult, or I feel as though I had to maybe take care of the adults around me in some way. There's this feeling of needing to create security and safety for myself early on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As I talk about that too, thank you. So it just moved into this bluish sort of thing, which is actually my next color. And so what I need to say is that I know that for you, spirituality or some sort of spiritual thing would have been there for you since you were rather young. I almost want to go to like teenagey sort of years is really where I would say that kind of feels like for me. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
As I talk about that too, this bright blue really, really opens up. And like that feels to me like more of what you have worked on, developed, or are developing, is this sense of, and this does feel to me like some sort of mediumship, psychic awareness, this sort of thing, like that you've put work into that. Does that part make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
I feel
Yes.
also too, as I say that, Jade, that can you understand that you would have either like mom had to be a strong focus for you, or like there was a tighter relationship to mom maybe than dad? Does that make sense to you?
Need more info.
Perfect. So the reason that I say that is I keep getting emphasized mom, 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 mom. And then for some reason, I feel like dad feels like my attention is a little bit less off of him, almost as if there's something softer about him, whereas mom feels to me as though there's something more demanding of my attention. So that's why I kind of said that. Would it make sense to you that they were both present kind of in your life? Does that make sense?
Yes.
That seems questionable, but I'll keep working. See if I can make this make sense.
Info, but yes.
It feels to me as I talk about this, dad feels lighter for some reason. There's this feeling of lightness. And if he was present, there's almost this feeling of like ease somewhere there. Does that make sense to you with dad?
Yes.
Okay. Can you understand though with mom, there's a little bit more intensity, or even like, because the way that it's feeling to me is like, I don't want to say cold because that's not quite it, but it's more round and harder than when I give the energy to dad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you also understand too, as I talk about this, that I want to lean on, I don't know. Okay, this is just the way I see it. Because it's unfolding as I'm talking about it. So I feel as if I need to lean into dad because that feels softer. And then with mom, there feels like either distance or space or something like that. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So my initial feeling, the way that I described in the beginning, was incorrect because I was focusing on mom as if mom was the focus, but it's more so because mom was unavailable in some way. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you also understand that with that? Oh, but see, it's not just there. Would you also understand having, I can't tell if that's, I think it's a brother. Can you understand having a brother?
No.
Okay, but can you understand a sibling that you would have had around you? Because they seem like a similar age to you. I want to make them younger though. Can you understand that?
A sibling?
Yes, a sibling. Would this be a younger sibling?
Yes.
Okay. Can you also understand that there would have either been an age gap there, almost like, I don't know if this is like from different relationships or something like that, but I do feel this gap here, like an age gap here. Does that make any sense to you?
Need more info. I'm not sure how much of an age gap you're talking about.
Okay, but can you understand perhaps if it's not an age gap, I mean, maybe like a few years, maybe like 3 or 4 years, something like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I might know where you're going. But
Okay,
yes.
great. And then can you also understand why I feel, you don't have to tell me what it is, but why I feel almost like a different relation, or like maybe half siblings in some way?
Yes.
Okay, because I can feel that also there as I'm talking about this. Can you also understand that there would have been either getting to understand or know these people maybe later in life, or become closer to them later in life rather than maybe growing up? I say that and it feels slightly wrong. So if that's slightly wrong, I can take that. But can you understand that?
Getting closer to
Those siblings. Those
those.
siblings.
Yes.
Yes, you can take that.
Yes.
Because it just feels almost as if I need to say, yeah, different relationship. Maybe it wasn't even fully aware of them at a time, or that for whatever reason they were kept separate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to see where we're going here. I do want to talk about this sort of spiritual piece here with the blue and the electric blue. I must say that there has to be some kind of mediumship or psychic sort of development that's already in place. I know I mentioned that, but it got really big, really wide, and really strong. And I feel as though that must be something that's current or present, presently in your life. Can you understand that?
Yes.
And then can you also understand too that there would have been, and I want to go back a little bit in time, there's a health thing that occurred. And I feel as if I need to say that in some way could have either redirected you or moved you out of what you were doing previously or something like that. Does that make sense to you?
A health thing?
Yes, because what it feels to me like is like this sort of green, it's like a greenish yellow. And I felt like I needed to talk about health when I looked at this. Can you take any of that? Because if it's not with you, it has to be with someone around you.
That I'm not sure about.
Okay, can you understand if it's not with you, that there would have been someone in the family? And I want to go towards, and honestly, this feels more mental health than physical health as I'm talking about it a little bit more, that I would have either had to monitor or look after in some way. Does that make sense to you? And I want to go like 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And it feels like a male as I'm saying this. I'm just kind of keep giving you as it keeps coming in.
Well, 4 years ago, in a health thing, in a mental health thing, those words to sense.
Perfect. Thank you. Because I know it's there. I'll give you more information until you can remember it. Because I can see it here in your energy. And so I'm very much aware of this. And it feels as though this is something that we had to kind of work through, get through, I don't know, get to the other side of. And I feel like you've gotten there. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
See, so we get something called psychic amnesia, where the psychic says something to you and you don't remember your own mother's name, right? Like those are things that occur.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you're familiar with, given the work that you have been doing.
Yes.
So
I am.
the other thing that I want to highlight here is this the current dog that you have, or is this a dog that's in spirit? I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that there must be a dog, probably like not small like Chihuahua, bigger like Terrier, maybe even slightly larger than that. Does that make sense to you at all?
A bigger. There is no dog currently, but a bigger dog, but not. Yeah.
You can understand bigger dog, not terrier size, bigger than terrier.
Yes. Yeah, bigger.
Okay. I was aware of a dog that came in. I wasn't sure exactly what it is. It came to me small, so I said smaller, but That's okay. If I'm not right on the size, that's totally fine. But I did see that there, and I couldn't tell if that was coming in spirit, but I did want to say that. As far as if well, do you mind if I just touch on relationship quickly before I move
No,
on? Okay.
Go ahead.
Because when I see relationship, would it make sense that there's not currently a partner here?
Correct.
Because as I feel this, I feel a bit of a gap here from the last time that you would have been in a relationship. I don't know how many years this is, but it feels like several years. Can you understand that?
Yes.
And I feel a mixture of emotions as I feel into this. It's this mixture of like acceptance, like I don't want to deal with the bullshit anyway, while also kind of being like, what the hell, guys? Like, when are we gonna do this? Are we not gonna do this? Like I almost can feel you talking to your team and your helpers and just being like, what the fuck? Hello? Like, haven't I done enough? You know what I mean? Haven't I suffered enough? Like, where the fuck is this person? Can you understand that?
Yes.
So I'm very much aware of that, and that's them kind of like, yeah, we hear you. And then I also need to talk about when I'm looking at these. Can you understand there's this quality of you feeling like they either don't get you, or there's some aspect about them that feels like they're not grasping like the whole of you? I know that sounds kind of vague and kind of weird to say, but like I just feel this like rub around, like you're gonna have to deal with my like weirdness in some way.
Yeah, in reference to the people around me, yes.
Yeah. Well, specifically, I'm referring to romantic relationships, like almost as if it feels like they haven't fully me for who I am. And I said weirdness as in the unique characteristics that I have. I don't know if that's just interests or if that is also like, it feels like interests. It also feels like wherever you were, because would it make sense that the last time that you were in a relationship, you actually were not living where you live right now?
Yes.
Because I feel like I need to go away to a smaller place compared to where you live now, like not as big of a city.
A long time ago, at one point in it, yes.
I just feel as if I need to mention that for some reason. It feels like where you are now is a place, like a bigger seat comparatively. But I'll just give you that. Let me see where we're going. I know I'm probably taking a little bit too long. Let me see what they want to give you, because right now, I do feel like I'm in your energy. I feel like I'm getting accurate enough information that this is kind of landing with you. But what I want to say, oh, okay, don't know what that is. Older gentleman in spirit that would be stepping forward. Would that make sense to you? It feels like family. Is this dad that I'm feeling? Because as I just was about to kind of move more, like, what's the message? I actually feel the presence of dad come in. Can you understand his great sense of humor and his laughing and sort of jokey, sort of playful side?
Very much.
Because I feel that's what he comes in with, is like this jokey, laughy sort of like warmth that I can feel here. And as he does so, you have a lot of that. Like you guys bond over just like the goofy jokes, the like just being kind of silly liners, like that feels very good there. Can you understand that?
Yes.
And I just really feel him wanting to say how proud he is of you, because he makes me feel the feeling of either being alone or having to do it on your own. There's that quality here. Can you understand that?
Yeah.
And it just feels like it's been a long time of that. And he's saying, I got you. I got you. Like, he makes me feel this feeling of like my baby, like, I got you, my baby. It's going to be okay. Like, I'm going to figure, like, we're figuring this out. You're figuring this out. And I feel as if he's wanting to like really point you towards you and the trust in you. That's like the feeling that I get, is like, you've always, well, let me just get that right. It feels almost as if he's saying, you've always known that like it would take a special person for you to like land with them. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Like romantically, I mean, specifically.
Yes,
Like
100%.
it feels almost as if like you've always just known like there's gonna be a very unique person that's going to be the one that will. I don't know. It just feels like you got a good criteria, and like you got to fit this. And if you're not going to fit this, like what, we're not even going to like mess with this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I just feel him saying, like, good, and he's also making me feel you deserve this. Like I just feel him really cheering you on, quite strongly there. As I'm saying that, I'm going to pass it over to Miranda, see if she's picking up on anything.
Hello. I was muted just because I didn't want echo. Yeah, I definitely felt mom for sure. Is mom also in spirit, or is there oh, sorry.
Yes, she is.
Yes, okay, because I felt from the beginning, and I was trying to do the colors to be along. I was just trying to do what Michael was doing too, just to like partake in it. And I actually, first thing I got was like a deep sort of green and like a pain heart space. I was just hearing mom, 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 and I feel like a lot of this aloneness that Michael is talking about actually comes from relationship with mom, or like mom is somehow a player in that. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, when Michael brought through a little bit of your dad there, I also could feel this ship and this camaraderie there. And I feel like what was coming to me is like, you know, most often I feel like a lot of us who are in development with our psychic and mediumship, we identify with like the black sheep of the family or a scapegoat or that kind of thing. But I actually feel like the black sheep in a way would have been your mom. I feel like your mom, there's something about mom that, and I'm not really feeling mom right now. This is more psychic, but I feel like there some mom actually that is odd or different or stands out. It's not necessarily you in the makes sense?
Yes, it does.
And you know, so and while Michael was talking, I also pulled some of my cards. And I can show you, it's a deck that doesn't have traditional meaning, but we pulled rope and viewing table. And to me, you read these together. This is a Lenormand deck, so traditionally you read them in pairs. And to me, that this signifies that you have completed a really long journey of sorts, and you're now you're at a more bird's eye view, or you're looking more back at it. You're kind of almost in a next step phase. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And sorry, say again. Sorry.
Sorry, I just said very much so. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Please don't apologize. It's just my audio. And then I pulled a clarifier and I got Raven. And this card to me, especially in context of the rope and the journey, Raven to me signifies otherworld, messenger of the other world. And so I really feel like spirit is ushering you specifically. I know Michael said that he feels like you're developing psychism and mediumship, but I'm feeling personally a stronger pull toward mediumship. Either you've already felt that, or spirit is to push you that way. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. Yes.
Yeah, I feel there's just something, and I know, Michael, if we're at time, but I feel there's just still something sort of in my heart space about mom, and I don't mean to imply that there's like unresolved something or other, because I'm very aware of deep work and effort and commitment and dedication that you've put into just your journey in general, just self-development, spiritual, like all kinds. Maybe I'll sit with it for just a second more, Michael, if you just have anything else to add, just because I do feel like there's something still with mom here that I want to say, but it's not quite fully formed.
Can you understand with mom, that's where a lot of the sort of mental health stuff was there?
Yeah.
And then would this be bipolar or something like that? Or maybe even beyond that, actually, as I'm just talking about that, because as I felt that, like, I don't know if you know what borderline personality or something like that is, but do you know if she ever had a diagnosis of that?
I don't know if she ever had a diagnosis, but I do understand what that, I understand how that makes.
Okay. And then, did I already mention a sister?
Yes.
Okay, because I felt like I needed to talk about my sister. Is there one more sibling beyond that, or is that two more?
No, just the one.
Just the one. For some reason, I also became aware of, I want to say, one more male that would be connected here, kind of seen as a part of the family and the younger sort of thing. So would there be, I don't want to ask that. Let me just see. I feel as though I need to talk about the found quite a lot when we were younger that we would have either hung out with. I see us on bikes, that sort of thing. That would have been, and I want to make you like anywhere between like 8 and 12. Can you understand that? It would have been around often.
That I would have to think on.
Okay, I know it's kind of going back a little bit. For whatever reason, I'm feeling that. But I do want to say there's this image that I'm getting of you kind of being this cover for your sister. Can you understand that?
Probably, yeah.
Like I'm seeing you kind of being like pulling it over and almost like you taking the brunt of things over her. Almost as if you wanted to let her be. She's more like where I feel like you're more like, I don't want to straight and narrow because that doesn't quite land right. But it feels like, I don't know, maybe the word I'm looking for is actually responsibility versus her that feels a little bit more, whoa, like a bit more, wow, like freer, wilder, like energetic-y or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I can just feel like it's almost like you're having to cover. It feels like cover, and it feels like responsibility. It feels like protect her from something like that. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. But that's kind of what I'm getting. Because I always end up going really long, and I'm trying to kind of keep them shorter, and this was not short. So Miranda, any last things before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I will say I feel good about giving this last part with mom, because I really was like, what are they trying to with this mom thing? Because there's something with mom. I think what I think the sort of invitation is from Spirit is I'm getting like doing some exploration or curiosity, or maybe even reading into like mother archetype. There's something about mother child here that I think Spirit is, I think it will be fruitful and meaningful for you to go into that if you haven't already. And not necessarily to say that there's like unhealed something there, but just I think that there's just, I just feel pointed in that direction. Something about archetype of mother, child. There's more here with mom. I mean, even at one point I got maybe even like going down potentially like mom's lineage or ancestry, something like that. So I'll just leave that with you if that's okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jade, if you want to,
makes sense. Thank you very much.
If you want to give any feedback, whatever you're willing to share or want to share, you don't have to actually share, but any feedback that you want to give, you're welcome to do so. And Megan, I'll bring you up in just 1 second. Michael,
real quick, I don't know if for anyone else, but your audio, it sounds like you're muffled now.
Oh, really? Still?
Okay, that sounds a little better.
Okay. I also could just be my phone, but I'll try to be louder too. Sorry, Jade, go ahead.
No, I don't really have a lot to add. I mean, I just want to thank you both. Yeah, I've got a complicated relationship with mom and that. So yeah, that all makes 100% sense. But I feel them just cheering me on in the things that I'm doing now. I'm so much different than I was 4 years ago. Like, I can't believe my life turned. So to hear them cheering me on and hear dad cheering me on and such, and saying it the way that you said it, Michael, that's really amazing. So thank you.
When you say saying it the way that you said it, what specifically about how I said it feels like it's resonating?
You focused in on the phrase, and you even corrected yourself and said, no, I want to say this just right. You've always known that it would take a special person. And in readings, there's the way somebody phrases something, the words they choose to use. It's like you can hear that voice from that past person saying that to you. That's exactly how he would have said it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I could see you stop and be like, no, I got to say this just right. And it's those little tiny things that mean that it's the thing I'll remember in the end, like that you remember the next day and the days going forward, is that you said it exactly as he would have. Like I can hear him, see him saying it to me. So
amazing. Well, thank you, Jade. We really appreciate us read you and being our little fermentation, and I hope you got something out of it.
I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. It's inspiring to watch you guys work. So
thank you so much, Jade.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye. So cool. So that's an example of psychism. That is what you are going to learn in the psychism class that starts on July 22nd. So Wednesday, we're starting the psychism course. If you want to learn how to use color to easily get into someone's energy, that is what we are going to teach you. It is an excellent course. There are payment plans. There is partial scholarship. So if you are interested in doing it's Wednesday evenings, 6 o'clock in Pacific, and it's 90 minutes. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can learn this yourself. This is actually the easiest method to work with psychism, is using the color method that we're going to teach you. It's actually the easiest thing. If you are in Foundations and you get to Foundations 3, you're going to learn this also. So if you're interested more in mediumship, going to Foundations 1 through 3, you will also learn this method. So whether you want to register for Foundations, which already started, this is the last week to join, or you want to jump in on the psychism course, which is a 22-week course, I highly, highly, highly recommend to do that. So that's our first thing we're going to do. So now what we're going to do, if we can get to 100,000 likes, we'll jump to the next reading. Also, thank you for sharing the live. It helps to get it out to more people. I'm going to bring Megan up because Megan Elisa is also here.
Wow.
Yay.
Wow.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Oh, well, you seem great. You seem great. So you seem great. Welcome. So I just did, obviously, I'm sure you saw, using color for the psychic connection. Yes, it is officially a party now. Megan Lisa's here. Miranda's here.
Yes.
Megan, I don't know if we should bring you in not as a guest, but as a co-host for it. I don't know if that's better. Is that better? I think it is better, right?
For people to see that I'm...
Yeah, that you're live or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. Dana did it. Hey, look, a ferret.
I think I have to go start my own live.
Okay, and then connect in.
But then is it separate chats?
It is separate chats, but that's okay. We don't need to be in the same chat. That's fine.
Okay, so then...
Yeah, go start your live and then come.
Okay.
And then, okay, bye.
This is gathering the passersby. They're going to see a ferret and go, oh, we have to stop at this live.
Yeah, the passersbys. You know. What's the ferret's name, Miranda?
This is Ambrose.
Isn't he cute?
So earlier, when I was waiting for you to get on, I had one of my snakes around my neck. And then I was like, I probably shouldn't have that on my neck when I join live, because some people have a very real, tangible fear of snakes. So
that is real. That is real and tangible.
Yes. So, you know.
All I ever have a fear of is the germs. And not that they have them, because you told me that they don't, but still.
Well, I mean, there is it isn't.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. It's
I'm like, don't get me started on snakes.
yeah. Please don't get started on that.
I'm here to talk about spiritual development, okay?
We're not talking about so next we're gonna wait for Megan to get on, but next we are gonna pull, I'm gonna do some cards because I figured that's worth doing because a lot of people like cards. After that, I'll probably do the, what am I gonna do after that? Either
Yeah,
the
while you get that going, I'm going to answer this question on what kind of snakes do I have. I have 10 snakes, and I have 2 ball pythons, a corn snake, 2 Kenyan sand boas, a rosy boa, 2 king snakes, a Mexican black king snake, and a boa constrictor. So I have, a little bit of everything.
Hey, Matthew Chow. Miranda, can you deal with trauma blocks in your therapy?
Yes. I think if what you're asking is if in my therapy do I work with trauma or trauma blocks, absolutely yes. I would say actually trauma and complex trauma is what I deal with most, I would say. So yes, shortly. In short, yes, I do.
Savannah loves the rosy boas. Sounds beautiful.
Rosy boas are the best snakes ever, truly. They're just so calm, so slow, so chill. Biggest misconceptions about snakes is hands down that they're going to escape out of their tank and eat you. They do not do that. And also snakes, especially snakes that constrict, it's too much effort for them to even try to bite you. They just won't even, it takes all of their energy and conservation to eat one meal. They're not going to waste that on striking and trying to kill something that they can't even eat. So biggest misconception.
Can't even eat ya is what that comes down to. Can't even eat ya.
Where are all the snakes at? They are in tanks in various places throughout my house. Maybe next time I go live, I'll have.
She invited you, but it's not working. Okay, so how do I do that? What's this? That's a playbook. That's not a thing. Push this. Draw a guess super fun.
Are you not afraid he may be eaten? So actually, that is another misconception about snakes. Yes, hypothetically, a snake that's very, very, very large, like a boa constrictor, is big and very wide, they might go for a ferret, but actually the ferrets are more predator to the snakes.
Okay, we did it. We managed to.
Yes. Miranda, I'm sorry, you're so tiny now.
It's okay.
Miranda,
I'll just get really close. Hey,
Hey,
I'm here.
You're kept on my right here. I just hold you like that.
hi, Ellen.
Oh my god, how small.
It's okay.
I've heard that before.
I kind of like it actually.
She's quite small.
So DJ asking, where does one go to develop their skills? Is there any videos you can recommend? So you can come to Oak Ridge Institute, which is the school that Michael and myself teach from and started. And we have some courses you can actually still join, depending on what you want to do. We have Foundations 1, where you can still join that. It's the last week to also join us because you'll need to be there live after the following week. And then we have a psychism course that starts this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yes, we do. So what we're doing tonight is, or what we, and by we I mean me, myself, and Miranda, and the mouse in my pocket, and Megan if she chooses to, we're just playing with different ways that you will actually learn in the psychic course on Wednesday to read and to work. So I just demonstrated working with color and how we use that to make our initial link to the sitter and their energy. And as you guys may have noticed, I started with color, but then I moved off of color and I just started talking about whatever I was aware of. Color is great because you don't need anything. It's not a tool that you need. It's just something that happens to your awareness, and your guides and helpers are the ones that bring that for you. Interestingly, actually, I did bring through her father for a hot second to give the message that he wanted to give. And Jade said that the way that I said the words he said was exactly how he would have said it. And that was what was meaningful for her, which is amazing. So do each color represent something? Yes, exactly. Each color does represent something, but also what's important is how you feel in the moment. And so, it all just varies. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull some cards, and we're going to use cards. I don't know if you want to have cards that you want to pull too, Megan, if you feel like it.
What are we doing? We're pulling cards for what?
We're going to bring someone up.
Oh, we're pulling cards for them?
Yeah, we're going to bring someone up. We're going to do a little card reading moment for them because we're just working through different tools. I also have here
Tea
leaf reading. I also have here scrying flame as I break it. And I also have here
Wow.
crystal ball for doing the scry for this crystal.
I also brought my own type cards as well if you want to dabble in any of that.
Amazing.
Wow. Okay. We have the whole smorgasbord.
Yeah, we're just doing a
I also
little
have
little
I have
exploration.
my 1960s ESP cards. We want to whip those out.
Exactly. So
Gorgeous.
we have so many things that we can play with, but we're trying to do the ones that we other students will do in class. So
Mhm.
we are going to jump to the cards now. So if you are wanting a reading, can I still bring up guests even if we're co-hosting?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
You can.
I might. Do I need to get off?
I don't
I
think
don't know
so.
if it
Oh,
maybe I'm the
multi-guest.
guest.
Multi-guest. I just clicked multi-guest. It's fine. Okay, so if you're wanting a reading, please say so now and make a request to come up on the live. I'm going to go to whom I feel drawn to, and that's who we're going to read. Okay. I have multi-guest.
I have people over here also.
Okay,
volunteering,
so
but-
if you feel, well, how about I'll do this? I'll pull someone from mine, and in the next reading, we can pull someone from yours. How's that? Okay, so give me a second.
I do have to get off by 10 though, just so you know.
That's fine. That's what I'm planning on being done anyway, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm trying to keep these shorter than I did last time. I'm going to go ahead and click this. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Christy. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I feel good. I just saw your little face and I was like, I feel drawn here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you up. So what I'm going to need from you, I'm just going to pull some cards for you. So I'll need either a question or something you want me to look at. And then I will kind of do my thing here. Megan, are you doing this also or do you?
I was just sort of going to give anything that came to me or
Perfect.
just psychically.
Fabulous. That works.
Yeah.
Great. That's the same thing. Anything, if you have a system, a tool, or whatever, you're welcome to jump in. But we're going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter, Christy. So I apologize, just because I want to make sure I get through all of the options that things, because we really want to demonstrate it all. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, Christy, do you have a specific question or something that you want us to look at? And if not, I can do a general reading for you.
What? You what?
If you don't have a question, I can just do a general reading for you. So it's whatever you want.
Well, I've been developing and I'm kind of interested in what they have to say about that.
Sure, let's look at that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me. Ooh, hello. Okay, sorry, I just felt the energy just shift there, which is good. But I'm going to try to use the concept of my own psychic awareness, which is
Okay.
sometimes harder, but I'm going to use them together, obviously. Okay, so anything about her development that she needs to know? Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the energy.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I have some stuff, but I'll wait.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull the cards. We got here. Ooh, hell yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is actually really cool. So the first card that we're getting here, this is the Knight of Swords. And then the second card is here. This is the Fool. Nope, the Magician, excuse me. And then the last card is the Four of Cups. Okay, so I'm just showing you so that you know what I'm working with.
Okay.
The very first thing that when I start to, okay, I'm going to go off of the energy and also what I'm feeling myself be drawn to, whatever I need to be drawn to. But the very first thing I want to talk about is it feels like when your development began, it was, I feel as if I need to say slow trickle. Well, excuse me, let me take that back. There is a point earlier in your life that you would have had awareness of some kind, where there would have been instances or experiences that you would have had that would have made you go, do I have something here? Do I have something here? Does that make sense, Christy?
Yes, it does.
And I feel like that back quite a bit of time. I feel like I feel you young. And actually, would you have played either with cards or some sort of spiritual dabbing. I don't even know, maybe even Ouija board or something around like siblings, like with your friends or your siblings, because I see young people doing this.
Yes.
Because I can see that there. What I feel has happened is I feel as though there would have been an instance, and I don't think it's been that long. I almost need to go, I can't tell if that's 2 years or something, or maybe even 3, but I think I want to go closer to 2, that I feel like you dove in head first, headlong into this kind of thing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I feel as I talk about that, because I'm seeing, this Knight of Swords, there's a lot before you actually start doing the practical work within this. You first read everything you could, looked up everything you could, studied all the things you could. I felt like you were really going mentally into this before you actually like felt the courage or the confidence to actually step foot in a circle or step foot into the psychic mediumship sort of realm. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And I see like this would have been a passion and interest. Like as I'm talking about this, I see you like watching Tyler Henry. I see you watching like Teresa Caputo. I see you watching like these different like mediums on TV. I see you reading the books. And dare I say, would there have been a time even earlier than that where you would have either dabbled in either angel things or even maybe Sylvia Brown vibes? Does any of that resonate with you?
Well, I a little bit. I watched Sylvia Brown when I was, when she was on.
Yeah, when she was on way back when. Yeah,
not so much now.
Because of course not now, because we know a lot of things, a lot more now. But I do remember, or what I remember, saying I remember as if this happened to me. What I can see is I literally got a flash of you watching Sylvia Brown, which is why I brought her up specifically. But as I kind of move to where I feel the present is, it's giving magician. And what I feel like is that you have a lot of these pieces kind of landing. And I feel as though that you're actively now exploring, discovering, utilizing, trying to develop this. Does that make sense, Christy?
Yes.
Because I see you have the tools. I feel like you are currently going to circles. I feel like you're currently doing that sort of thing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Interestingly, I want to talk about a little bit of tension that I can feel when it's your turn to work. Can you understand the tension that you've been experiencing when it's your turn to work? Almost as if, hold on, I have to go backwards just slightly because it actually just pulled me in time. Can you understand that just very recently you would have found something that helped you release some of that tension? Almost like you were getting like performance anxiety or something like that before. But now as I'm talking about this, I feel as though more presently you're finding a little bit more release in this. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes absolute sense.
Would you also understand, would this be with Matt and Dana as well?
I started out with Matt and Dana.
Got it. Okay.
About 3 years ago, took a year off, and now I go to various different circles. I kind of
perfect. Okay. Because what I was seeing, I did get a flash of their faces, so that's why I needed to give it to you. So clearly that's just
I got my foundation from them.
Perfect. And then as I talk about this, I feel like, I'm actively doing this. I'm creating these things. I'm feeling connected. I'm feeling like you're kind of in this sort of summer period within your mediumship or your development, where I feel like things are kind of feeling like you're really making some headway. I do need to say, I want you to be careful overly using, what is that? Oh, I wanted to say symbols, but that felt wrong to me. I wanted to say, hold on, let me just feel here. It's right here somewhere, just like right here. I'm just feeling this little bit of tension thing. Okay. Can you understand the part of you, Christy, that is currently trying to get more specificity? Can you understand that? Oh, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, you can understand that?
Yes,
okay,
I understand.
Great. Sorry, I thought I froze again because I froze like twice tonight. So I was like, oh no, I'm frozen again. Because I just feel, just be careful around that because I can just feel this little bit of this tension sort of thing that is possible around that specificity piece. So just be really careful there. Where I feel you're going though, interesting. I need to just say this. There are. Can you understand that you regularly attend 3 circles?
Yes, that makes sense.
Because I feel like so there's these regularly attending these 3 circles, and I can feel the spirit saying not all of the circles that you're attending are going to continue to serve you, and I feel as though you're going to move beyond that, and the spirit is going to be the one to guide you to it. Because as I'm watching, or as I'm looking at this card, I see spirit handing you another opportunity. They're handing you a solution, and I can feel like the circles that I've been kind of going to, I feel like maybe they all don't have maybe the same foundational mindset. Can you understand any of that?
Yes,
Yes, you can. Okay, great. And I just see you moving away from that a little bit. Like I see you, there's a break thing. Like I feel I need to coming where either you're going to be away or you're not going to be able to attend. And then it's after that point that I sort of see spirit kind of being like, here's a new opportunity for you that is valuable for you. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna throw it over to Megan, see if she has anything, and then Miranda.
So Christy, I was actually feeling they were actually giving me blue and white together to start, which was the perfectionism that you have currently. Do you understand this?
Yes, I do.
Sorry, Christy, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah. So they're very much focusing right there for you. So when Michael was talking about intention and things, they went kind of right to that. And I do feel it's connected to the specificity and the why can't it get more and why can't it be like this and all the comparisons that's happening there. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. They're also showing me
Yes.
Okay, sorry, it's just kind of coming in at least, so it's good. They're also showing this brown that feels like a sort of a medium color brown. It's a little bit on the lighter side, or it tinges that way. And so what this is telling me is that you yourself are a very earnest person. You want truth. That's what it feels like. But there's a part of you that's still searching for like, what is the truth? Or like, what is it about this sort of journey for you that you're missing, you're lacking? Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
You're very grounded and very like, ooh, it's interesting as I say that because like in your life, you can be a little, not flighty in your life, but like almost like wound up easily. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they're taking me here because I feel like where they're kind of going with the perfectionism piece, I felt this sort of winding up part where they're bringing me there around it. They're talking about your sittings. So when I say sittings, I mean sitting in the power. Have you just recently switched how you're doing this or something about that is different? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. They're making me feel like you're overthinking this. There's something about this that feels like go back to basics. Go back and just sit. Just go. Like they're talking about silence. They're talking about a darkness. They're talking about sort of enveloping you in their presence and their love and holding you in a way that like you're missing or lacking somehow. Does that make sense?
I understand that. Yes.
You understand? Okay. Yeah, I feel like cutting out some of the added. So I think this is also part of what they're talking about with the circles and the like mentalities. And I want to say one of the circle like there's a woman in connection to this circle, and I feel like somehow it's leading you sort of astray a little bit away from the fundamental parts of what you know actually works for you. Do you understand that?
I'm not sure.
So do you understand that there's like either they're talking about like some kind of techniques being thrown at you or something here that's sort of making you feel unstable or unsure? Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So they're very much going like sorry, I literally hit a box just now. Cut out the things that aren't the fundamental truths of what you know to be true about connection. Does that make sense?
I think so, yes.
Okay. It just feels like overcomplicated. That's what it
Yes.
feels like. Overcomplicated, like taking you more into the mind, taking you more into the tension, take like that direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel
Yes,
like
it does.
they're now taking me into this yellow. And so, okay, I also feel this is connected to what Michael was talking about, they're taking me towards something sunny, something fresh and vibrant that feels connected to this yellow. It feels very bright and shiny. It feels very, I'm getting such big chills right now. I feel like let go of whatever shape you're trying to create with this. And yeah, I do definitely feel a sense of being led, being almost like, you're like, and then you're like, and then finally something shifts, something sort of like, you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Or like, there's something, this feeling of like, it's going to be fine. Stop overthinking or overanalyzing, or the tension, the tenseness that's there, I feel eases. That's what it feels like to me too.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
One last thing before we switch here. Are you having any pains in your lower abdomen?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, because I felt that, and I feel a sense from them wanting to urge me to talk about it. And so I want to say, don't over worry about this either. But there's a sense of, would it make sense you're also having some kind of numbness in your legs or hands too?
Yeah.
Okay. But you understand where I feel like you have more awareness around that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because it feels like it's been a reoccurring thing or something that's been there for a while. I don't know. They make me feel as though you're on top of things. You understand that? Like to do with your body and things. Okay. Because it's like I want to ease your mind around this. That's really what it feels like. I feel like I want to ease your mind around it and not put added stress or added something here. But I'm getting like a anxious quality too as I'm talking. So when I'm feeling this, does it make sense to you that sometimes like weird little phantom things sort of come up for you and then it makes you pretty anxious? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I message here around it is sort of a little bit of a take a chill pill sort of a feeling here of like, don't worry so much. There's a lot of other things where you could place your energy and attention that I feel like there's other areas where you're doing really well, you're doing things properly, or like, I want to say, for some reason I want to say grooming something, but I feel like in other areas, you're either, I don't know, like ignoring things in a certain way. So there's like, they're taking me right to the middle path. So there's like a hesitancy on my part to like really go into
Yeah.
I'm feeling, I'm like, but
Yeah.
I just want to give you that just to kind of like reassure you. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you so
Is that
much.
okay?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Miranda, did you have anything you want to throw in before we move on?
No, sadly, I had to go for the first part, so
Okay.
I wasn't able to like fully.
That's okay. Awesome, Christy. Well, if you have any feedback that you want to share, you're welcome to share it.
Yeah, well, I don't know exactly really what to share. So
Only
as
what
far
you
as
feel
my
comfortable
health goes,
with.
I do have a lot of weird things. I had surgery on my back 3 through 6. Can you hear me?
It's
No,
breaking up.
it's breaking up a bit.
Can you hear? It might be my. Hear me?
We can like hear parts of
Can
what
you
you're
hear me?
saying.
I
Yes.
hear you a little bit better
It
now.
sounds like a spirit box.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Now we hear
Now
you.
we hear you. Now it's better.
Anyhow, you hear me? Okay, so
Yeah.
I had surgery on my neck. I had C3 through C7 fused. And so I've been having a lot of issues with being off balance and getting dizzy and having a lot of really weird sensations like body vibrations and stuff. So I'm kind of worried what's going on with my health. So that does ease things a little bit for me. And my circles, I love going to all of my circles. I get something from each one of them, but I do see a clear path that I'm going with that. And I'm taking that slowly. You know, like I said, I've been developing off and on for a year and a half, something that's really important to me to get it right, you know? So I've taken my path very slowly, and, you know, just whatever spirit has in store for me, you know, I've learned to trust. That's a big deal for me, is learning to trust. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm trusting spirit to guide me. So.
Perfect. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Christy. Really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of that reading.
I absolutely did. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to move on to tea leaf reading. So we'll do that through your people.
Okay. Before the tea leaf reading, I have to jump off.
Okay, no worries.
But thank you so much for letting me join, Michael. I'm glad we got to talk about, you know, everything. And then I'll be on again soon because we have more to discuss. Obviously.
Perfect. So for those of you who maybe didn't see the earlier part, this is Miranda. If you're not following her, give her a follow. She is going to be working and heading our personal development portion at Oak Ridge Institute. So if you are interested in learning more about that, you can send an email to support@oakbridgeinstitute.org to get on that list so that you're notified, or you can just join the newsletter list thing on oakbridgeinstitute.org. So either one works. But thank you, Miranda, for being here and having this conversation with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you everybody. And I'll be lurking I'll be a viewer now. So
yeah, do. We love it.
bye, good night.
All right, see ya. Bye. Okay. So
how are we gonna do that?
I mean, I can always show it to you, but obviously there's nothing in there right now, but you will be able to see. I don't know if you want to do it also, but I will just do my sort of impression of it. Yeah, so then I don't need to show it to you. You just pick up psychically whatever you pick up as well. So we'll let someone from yours, but I'm going to prep the tia. So give me a second.
Okay. I'm going to wait.
Okay. You can chat with them about the class, though, whilst I prep this too.
So for anyone in here and or listening that is not in here, we have a psychic course. It's a 22-week course. And so we go through a lot of different ways to read psychically, and we give you a really strong foundation to make the connection and how to use it. We do remote viewing. We go into all of the details of like how to actually do a reading for a person who would come to a psychic, the kind of questions they would go into, the different sectors. We go into a lot of different ways and using different tools. We talk about ethics. We talk about a lot of different things. Not talk about it, experience it. So you guys work. We do teaching, and we also support you in that class. So we will be watching you work, helping give feedback to help improve your work and your connection. And it's really fun. So our students that have taken that course with us really enjoy it, and they did really, really well. So they learned a lot, and they were able to show and very strong, detailed information that they were bringing through. So that class actually starts this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it's 90 minutes each class. So if you want to join us, you still can. Just go to oakbridgeinstitute.org to sign up for the psychism course, and Michael and myself will be teaching that. The AI here says, a psychic medium is giving a reading about anxiety and body sensations.
Love that.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to do, Michael's going to do a tea leaf reading. I'm going to, I don't know, just do a normal reading, I guess. But so if you are interested in having me pull you up to have a reading, and experiment with us, because this is always an experiment, please go ahead and click the join button down there, and I will see who I feel pulled to. You can choose to have your camera on or off. Totally up to you. Doesn't make a difference. Let's see. I do not have. I don't think I have anyone in my queue.
Okay, well, I have people in my queue.
Okay, well, let's.
Wait, are you sure is there no like red button with a number on it?
A red button with a number?
Oh, sorry, like a button, like the 3 dots. If you click on the 3 dots, that should bring up your queue.
Multi-guess?
Yeah, you should have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there.
I do.
Okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure you do.
Okay. Hold on, so let me just see where I feel. Okay, I have to go here.
The tea leaf reading.
Did that work?
Let's see.
Hold on. I sent.
Let me see. Maybe it has to do. Maybe it asks me to do something.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Let's see. Let me try again because I know who I felt.
There it is.
To. Ashley.
Hey there.
Hi, Ashley.
Well, I got lucky today. That never happens. I'm never the lucky contestant.
Oh, well, you're the lucky one today.
You did?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's how we do this. If we're gonna have people that want to do this, we don't necessarily pick. We just sort of let our awareness soften, and then we feel like a pull to somebody.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna go get my camera turned on for you.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks. That's sweet. So
I just dropped something.
That's okay. Sometimes we drop things along the way.
Ashley.
Hey.
How you doing?
Can you pause that for a sec? It's Megan. Do you remember her?
It's Megan.
My God.
Hello.
We had a reading with one of your students a long time ago, and he was
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. Okay, cool.
Fabulous.
Well, okay, so this is just so you know, this is a reading. Since I know that we usually do mediumship stuff, but this is more geared psychically. So Michael's going to do a tea leaf reading, and I'll see if there's anything that I pick up on as well.
cool.
So, have you ever had a tea leaf reading before?
Never in my life.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is a fun, different way to do readings. And it is something that we can utilize for funsies. I know I just recently did one for my partner in like November, and like everything that I had said actually came true in the timing that we just said, which was really, really cool because now we're in that timing, which is pretty freaking awesome. And so, yeah, it's a fun thing to do. It is something that we cover in the psychic development course that's on. So we figured let's demonstrate that here for you and give you what we see. So because normally you would drink the tea and you're not able to drink the tea, I'm just going to like tap you. Boop, you just drink it. There you go. That's you drinking it. This is going to be me kind of setting that intention that you had some of this tea. What show up in the bottom of this tea is going to be related to you in your life. Okay. Did you have a specific question, or was there an area of life that you wanted to focus on, or I can just kind of go general and whatever?
I think you could probably just take it where you want to go. I'm wide open.
Fabulous. Okay, so what I do is I'm just going to just offer this as intention. Perfect. And it's Ashley, right? Okay. Ashley.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So then what you do, and this is what you'll learn in the class, you put this thing on here. I have a bucket under me because I put quite a bit of water in here on accident. So it's all going to pour into there. I'm hoping I don't make a mess. We're going to find out. Here we go. We go like these. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Jesus. Okay, it's already making a mess. Okay, hold on. I'm going to flip her over. 1, 2, 3. Boop. Okay. See what happens. See if we get a good one. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to dump this water into this bucket. Perfect. Perfect, I did it. All right, here we go. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, just so that you guys can all see. This is what we're what I'm going to be reading. So by looking at this, I'm going to be able to tell some things going on for Ashley, and maybe describe Ashley a little bit, and then see and go from there. Okay.
Dana's done a day in my life. This is cool.
Ah, yeah, cool. So I'm gonna just look at this, Ashley, and I'm just gonna zone into. Oops, hold on, I gotta fix my light. Let me fix this quickly. There we go. Can't do readings without a pink background. That's kind of a rule in the world. I'm just kidding. That's not. I like a pink background. Let's see. So. I'm just going to see here. Okay, Ashley. Oh, there we go. Hello, energy. Okay. So, Ashley, the very first thing that I want to talk about is how you try to balance your emotional self with your mental self. And I feel like there's been a lot of work that's been done around trying to kind of balance these two parts, because I feel as though there's a lot of sensitivity in you, and we block that sensitivity through intellectualization. Can you understand that? Because it feels to me as though it's like and I can almost feel like I want to be like your partner who is the first one to tell you you need to feel more, or like, why don't you express what you feel and what you want? Does that make sense to you, Ashley? And it's interesting because when I look at this, it's actually changing while I'm looking at it. What's interesting is, like, it's not that you don't feel. You have an incredible depth of feeling. Like, you're probably more sensitive than your partner is, but it feels to me like you've had to learn to kind of hide that, block that, because that just wasn't accepted. And when I look at where you kind of are coming from, the feeling feels like, I don't know if this was either a smaller town or somewhere that was like less maybe accepting of your unique expression. But I feel as though that being kind of the odd man out, or the odd one pushed out aside, is a theme that you're familiar with. Can you understand that?
100%.
I definitely need to talk about either having to go it alone at a younger age, or having to be on your own younger. I'm like, honestly, like teenagey sort of years. Like, that's what I can really feel here. And you've done a lot of work, a lot of self-work, but I can also feel some of those like feelings of needing to make safety a really big thing for you, like feeling safe and creating safety, and particularly feeling like you have a family feels so incredibly important to me, especially as I'm kind of feeling this and looking at this. And I feel like where you are now in your life, that's something that you've spent a lot of work like doing. And actually, I would say, honestly, over like the last 20 years, because as I'm looking at that, I feel like I want to go back in time. In particular, though, there's addiction that is around you, or that has been in your life. Can you understand that as well?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, because I can just feel that as I was talking about this. And as I look at this, what's interesting is that you really feel as though, oh man, I'm seeing like multiple things. The core of you is driven by your heart. Even though that brain wants to try to make it make sense, like, you are driven by your heart. And I have to talk about specifically the transformation that you made from when you were younger into now. I mean, this is like full night and day. The way that you would have tried to manage and handle a lot of this sensitivity in before was to numb, was to turn it off, was to avoid, was to escape. And I feel as though, in particular, I need to say this current relationship feels to me as though that was a safe space for you to actually be who you are and express yourself in a really meaningful way. Can you understand that?
Absolutely.
I keep seeing like a butterfly in the center of this thing. Like, to me, this little shape is giving butterfly. And I feel like that would be significant for you. And I feel also as though the butterfly, both symbolically and also like what you became, both matter. Is there a butterfly tattoo, or is there something connected to a butterfly tattoo also there? And I feel like it's related to love and connection and all that sort of thing. Does that make sense?
No, it's her mom.
It's her.
1,000%. I never met her mom, but it was a big deal surrounding our wedding.
Like our wedding day, we picked our wedding venue because there was a butterfly on the dance floor.
Beautiful. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. I also feel that's like the symbolic sort of piece that I could feel being. What I want to talk about too, I want to talk about kind of where I feel you are at right now. So where I feel you are right now, and then we're going to kind of go like a year in this process. So I definitely feel connected to you, obviously, because that stuff's resonating with you. It tells me that I'm connected to you, which is something that you always do. Is you should always be able to demonstrate that you are connected to this person before moving into anything productive. Important, very important thing. That's what we teach in our class that we're starting on Wednesday. So with what I see here, as I'm kind of moving around, can you understand in particular, let me see if this is 3 months, that's 6 months, that's da, 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 da. I don't know why I feel like I want to say there's something either seasonal or like I feel like there's not a whole lot that either responsibility or work or something like that, that there's like this sort of break in your busyness, because it feels like in 3-4 months, I see you getting way busier, like a lot more on your plate. And I feel as though that's going to be around that sort of 4-month mark from that. And that stays all the way for about 6 months. And then there's a big shift that I see happening. It's almost as if, I don't know if you like return from something or you have to like go a different, there's something about something ending. I see these, yeah. So does that so far? I just want to give you that. Does that resonate with some?
In more ways than one. Yeah.
Okay.
I just opened up my own company that it's a new business venture.
Perfect. Because it feels to me like right now, for whatever reason, feels like this slower time, less activity, less busy. Like I almost feel like you're putting all the pieces in place, and that's where I feel like we're going to start to pick up. But it feels like it's going to take a little bit of this time, because right at that around 4 months from now, that's where things really, really start to pick up. Even 6 months from now, I think that's where you're going to really see. The beginning feels to me as though it's a little bit of starts and stops, a little bit like, okay, we get a little bit of work and okay, God dies down, and then a little bit of work and then it dies down. That's what I see in the beginning. But then once we get to, yeah, that like 6-month mark, there's some really clear lines that almost put like a capstone on that chapter of its life. And obviously, I know you just started this business, but there is this feeling of a shift. And it doesn't feel like it ends. It feels like it's a shift. And I almost feel like I want to go to, it's almost like a different avenue up for me. It feels related, but I feel like it deepens in some way. I know that doesn't sound too specific. What it feels to me is, so it's like you have these two different shifts that occur in this. It's like there's these two little tea leaf things that are kind of going like this, which is indicating to me that there's these two shifts that occur at about 6 months from now. One feels busier, one is the capstone, and then there's a break. And then I would say that last 3 months before, so maybe that's, what's that, like 3 months from now, or in the past from now, I don't know what month that is, because my brain can't think. But that's actually where I see things start to settle, and there's almost like a rest or a respite or even like a vacation that I actually feel happens here. And I don't know if there's a need to go visit over, like go do a travel trip to see family or to do something with family that feels like it would be around that time. But that's where I kind of feel this little bit of a break thing that I feel here. And I need to talk about a brother for some reason. I don't know where that exactly lands, but I feel like it's a brother. And it might be a brother of your partners is maybe what I want to say, that I feel like there'd be a reason to go do something there. But I'm not 100% clear. But I'm going to throw it over to Megan. Does that all that make sense, Ashley? Can you take all that?
So, would you like me to elaborate?
I don't want you to elaborate yet because Megan's going to give you a little bit of information.
Oh,
but
okay.
I want
All right.
to just know if that makes sense to you.
1,000%.
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was feeling travel too. So I was feeling that. I keep feeling a male wanting to come forward also. Like they're like, let's come on, like let's go. But I actually feel like there's one younger, one older male, and then a female over here that wants to come through. But I'm trying to stay psychic. That's what I'm trying to do.
We got a lot of people over there.
Yeah. Would you have like someone like a pappy or papa, like a pappy kind of name that you call somebody that's passed?
Like a peepaw, pawpaw,
Apple.
pawpaw. There it is.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely feel him very strongly, and I'm also getting like either there would be like cigars or something around him, like a smoke of some kind. Does that make any sense?
No smoking for pawpaw.
There's smoke
Not
around
for
him.
him specifically, but we had one over there that I don't know.
I need to give more information to see who it'd be with, but I know that I have these two men coming in together. So I know that they're very much make me feel smoke around one of them. Again, I was trying to really say psychic here, but I really feel their birthday right here, right now. Do you understand that? For someone in connection here that would have to celebrate and talk about. Does that make sense? Either living or past.
Mine just passed.
Okay.
Your dad?
You just had.
And her brother's just coming.
Okay. It's more about you. I feel like this is really more connected to you. I feel like I'm coming in to celebrate. I feel like I'm coming in to encourage you also. I feel a sense of legacy for some reason. I don't know why I want to talk about either your new venture or like starting off on this journey with your business somehow in connection to your family. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because I feel like a thank you, like there's a thank you feeling coming through as I talk about that. I feel like almost like I'm being acknowledged, or there's something about the way you were taught or the way you were brought up by this gentleman that I feel like the good parts. Do you understand that? I just need to highlight that because I want to say he's not all that. Does that make sense? Like I feel like there would definitely be trouble. He's kind of putting out a bit of a crudeness sometimes to him. Does that make sense?
Man, not a very wordy man.
Yeah, but do you understand the sort of like it's kind of a straightforward, slight, crude, straight, kind of like not soft spoken, it's like the way that he makes me feel like he delivers things, there's like a sense of humor, but I feel like an edge too. Does that make sense? But yeah, so he's wanting to talk about that because I feel, do you understand there's still some sort of self-doubt or something here around and fear around the business or like how this is going to unfold or how we're going to keep this up? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like he keeps pushing me forward, like he's pushing you forward as though there's a plan in place that I feel you have to follow. And there's something about the funding, or he's talking about the next steps. Do you understand that you're supposed to be doing or making connections with? Does that make sense to you? I feel people and I feel like something about having to fill in money or fill in the gaps here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. There's going to be a challenge.
Okay.
One aspect of it, yeah.
Does it make sense to you that you're supposed to be somehow arranging something like funding wise, banking wise, or something here that you keep getting? Like, I feel like he's saying, I keep bringing you this idea that you're not doing. Does that make sense? Okay, so I feel him saying you need to trust this. Like there's something about, and then highlighting August to me here. So I feel, obviously we're right almost in August, but I feel August feels like the time of planning or the time to start building. That's where I feel right here. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Okay. They keep talking about like something to do with an auto mechanic or something here to do with cars. I'm not sure where to place it, if there's something connected to that, or there's something around now that they're talking about. Okay, I feel like it's more now. So do you understand something about, I feel like this is more just like them validating something for you, like either needing to take your car in right now or just doing that, doing some kind of service or something on your car?
I guess it would depend on which picking up on. Yeah, but we have a weird history with vehicles and this house.
So, but is there something more kind of nowish? Like, I feel like this is them trying to validate something about being around you more in the current, more like within the, like they're making me feel like this would be something that has taken place, but I want to say it's more current. So I feel like within this last month is kind of where they're taking me around it. Do you understand that?
With your car? Mm-mm.
There's something about service, something auto mechanic that they keep bringing me to.
I have no idea.
That's totally fine, but I'm gonna give it to you because it's saying it. So
I'm gonna hold on to that, and I'm
yeah,
gonna get back
please
to you
do, because I feel like they keep talking about that. And would you understand that the younger gentleman would be the one that would have more information around cars and understanding and love that sort of stuff? Does that make sense? Because he's the one that's making me want to talk about this. And it's something sort of funny around it. But again, he's talking about now. So just know if there's something out of place or something to do with your car that's not like detrimental or anything like that, but there's something here about the car that's sort of funny. He's pointing to, he's sort of winking. No, I'm involved, or there's something connected to that. Do you understand that? You might not understand it yet, but just let me know. You can DM me or whatever, but just know that he's taking me there. Dave, do you understand David? Do you understand the name David in connection to someone? I feel past.
Yeah, my grandfather.
Okay, is that the one I'm talking to?
I would be very vivid with him in memory. He passed away during the 80s when I was like young.
Okay. He says, he's like, no matter. So he's like, doesn't matter to me. Like,
that was really good. I remember him though. I remember he's a very handsome man.
Yeah, I just know that there's just, again, into this support for you. So like it started with, tea leaf reading, ended up in mediumship, but I really feel wanting to encourage you to continue, wanting you to encourage to trust. Also, again, reaching out financially to the things you're supposed to be doing that you keep getting the idea for. Again, trying to get you to get help and trust and take this leap of faith around it. And then I'm getting a truck. So do either one of you have a truck?
I did.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's more to the truck. Because I'm showing you the truck.
Yeah, there sure was.
Okay.
He's picking up my grandfather and your brother next. Like, there's weird cross because you and I.
They're just both. It's because they're both trying to communicate because they know they have a really short time window here.
Yeah.
So they're like,
my brother and I used to like fix cars and trucks and stuff together.
Do it now.
No, I know, but
yeah, the information was connected to him as far as like what he was saying. He was interested, and then he was also drawing my attention to now around it. So it was both. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. She's had some electrical stuff going on with it recently. That's just
And within the last month, yes.
Yeah, like within the last 2 months. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So okay. So that's sweet, and he's giving me really big chills, and that's always a confirmation for me. I feel like he's just trying to be like, hey, I'm around. Okay. So obviously if there's more to it than that, get it looked at, but I still really feel him trying to kind of get your attention around it. Do you understand?
I feel him often.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of went that way, but I just went with what I
I'm
felt
cool with it.
interested.
I'm happy.
And then I'm seeing a big heart. I literally just was shown a big heart as though the symbol of this. So I know Michael saw a butterfly. I'm seeing a big heart, and I feel this sort of wrapped in a hug as I'm seeing it. But then I also want to kind of like be sarcastic and hug in a little bit of a jab. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's just his personality, just kind of being like, I'm around, and so hopefully that's helpful.
That's he's the loudest one I have over there.
Awesome.
And it's her brother.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. That both of them were able to come through. And I know I have an older, larger lady too that wants to come through, but she's just letting me know that I'm not going to, don't worry. But I'm also hearing like Mabel, or it's like a Mabel sounding name.
Mama.
Okay. I'll take it. But I just know that she wants to at least say she's here, even though she's not really coming through. She does want to say that she's here.
I was thinking about her a lot lately.
Oh, amazing.
Okay. They've never come through on a reading for me before.
Well,
they're all around. It's just a matter of like where the attention of the meeting is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Awesome.
I think it's kind of cool that they're all powwowing over there together, and
isn't it?
I know that energy just transfers. When we're done with this one, we just go on to the next, and that's kind of cool.
Thank you so much for being here and letting us read you. Thanks for letting me do the tea leaf reading. It's always fun to do those. You'll have to let me know when all those things that we talked about come true, because that shit's real.
Can I give you something real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. We opened up our own creative media agency. I got an email from you guys not that long ago saying that y'all were looking for social media help. That's my ideas. And then on top of that, I'm writing my book centered around my mother's addiction and what it did to me growing up.
There we go.
That's the big leap of faith with the funding and stuff that's going to come into play.
Very cool.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
That's nuts.
Well, I'm so happy that this resonated with you. And thank you so much to you and your partner for both being here.
Oh, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Take care.
Talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
I don't know how to.
This is my last one.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at the flame, and I'm also Jess. This is a crystal ball. I was like, is that a crystal ball? Yes, it is. It's exactly what you see. So, scrying is something else you're gonna learn in the psychic development course, which starts on Wednesday. So if you're interested in joining that, you can do so at oakridgeinstitute.org. And that's what we are going to do. So I'm actually going to do a double scry just because I don't want to have to do two separate ones for this. So I'm just going to kind of look at both and then see what happens. So if you are wanting to get a reading, please request now. I'm going to call up the person that I feel drawn to.
Thanks for being here for Megan, who's new here on my side.
Okay. So, this is hard. I feel kind of drawn to a couple of people. Why is this so hard? Oh, this is difficult. Okay. Hold on. Give me just a second. I'm just going to see if I just do this for a second and let the spirit.
Do you want to explain what the scrying is?
No, you can explain it while I'm kind of getting
Okay,
attuned.
so as you guys know, which you guys are watching me work without any tools, that's one way to work. Right? I was doing mediumship, obviously, but I did psychic work earlier. Scrying is basically an outside tool to gaze at, to see what comes to you, right? So sometimes it's actually literally what you see. That's the thing you're going to notice. But most of the time, it's more so getting your mind to kind of quiet. And then you see what starts to come to you as you're staring and sort of softly gazing, scrying at that object. So technically you can sort of like use any object, but a lot of people use like a candle, crystal ball, a bowl of water. There's a lot of different ways to do scrying. And,
egg yolk in water.
Huh?
Egg yolk in water.
Egg yolk, yeah. So it's just another tool, you know, to use for divination, essentially.
Okay, I'm gonna just bring this person
Sure,
up and let's
yeah.
see what happens. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Were you kind of watching and sort of getting a sense of what we've been doing here?
Yes, I have.
Amazing. So we're just going to do another example of another form of psychic awareness. If that's okay, I can work with you and see what I pick up on. Is that cool?
Yes,
Cool. Have you ever had a reading before?
I have.
Okay, cool. So all I'm going to need from you is just say yes, no, I don't know, I need more information. And we're going to see what I pick up and then also what Megan picks up on, okay?
Awesome.
So give me just a second. I'm just going to zone out here on this here flame. I'm going to start to feel something. Hold on, this thing is bouncing in the background of my gaze. And that will be distracting. So let me just do that. Okay, cool. Okay, and your name is Colby?
Yes.
Okay, cool, Colby. Let me just look here as I'm starting to zone in. Okay, Colby. As I'm here, One second, I'm just getting attuned to this. Okay, cool, good. This one's very interesting because there's such a visual component of like being drawn to what I'm seeing / being aware of what I'm feeling, etc., etc. But let me just go here. One more second. Okay, there we go. There's the energy that I'm waiting for. Okay, let me just see here. So I'm going to just kind of start talking and see what that does here. So all I need from you is just say yes if you can understand it, no if you can't. If you're not sure you need more information, you can say that, okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the very first thing that I need to, there's two things actually that were kind of coming in the initial thing. And the first thing is I want to talk about your mind. There is a lot of busyness that I feel like goes on in your mind. There is a feeling of almost darting around from like thing to thing. And I feel like I have to be on top of it. I feel like I have to like keep my ducks in a row. And I actually want to say there's almost this feeling of responsibility or maybe pressure. And I feel like this pressure isn't new. I feel like you kind of just live with this underlying pressure that kind of you are placing on yourself to achieve, to do, to be, to make things happen for you. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Can you also understand too, as I talk about this, I want to take my attention actually now to I have to talk about the sensitivity. So I have this sort of push and pull between your thinking mind, kind of similar to the person that I just read, this push and pull between my thinking mind and like my great sensitivity, because I feel as though I haven't necessarily been treated very well. And I want to talk about like, I don't know if this is specifically relationships or something like that, but I can feel it feels like these deeper interpersonal connections. Can you understand that at all?
Yes.
It feels to me as I'm talking about this, there's what is that? There's sort of, I'm just trying to get a sense of what this flame is doing here. I need to talk about these almost like short connections that I feel romantically. Makes sense to you?
Yes.
Because it feels to me as though like I'm watching this flame kind of dancing in this crystal ball here, and it's like we come together for a moment and then it's gone, and then we come together for a moment and then it's gone, and I feel almost this sense of like uncertainty about it. I don't feel like you hate it, but I don't feel like you like it either. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Like
yes.
it feels like almost necessary in some way. It's like it feels like I have this, even though that's not necessarily what I want. Because as I look at this, what I'm seeing is now is the flames actually coming together. And so what that tells me is that really your heart's desire is to be with someone and to be in that sort of committed, kind of bridging, kind of all parts of yourself along with this person. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I feel as though that the last time that I see this, what is that? That would be a third. Would there have been, oh, no, that doesn't make sense. Maybe. I'm not sure of the timing, but I'm going to just go with this. Sorry, I'm just going to let it kind of play out. I'm going to do and hopefully give me a little bit more. There we go. Okay, can you understand in the last, I feel like you do have, I'm not going to say a long-term relationship in the past, but I'm going to say a longer than normal than what you're used to. And I feel like that would have been, I want to talk about the relationship that was the most recent, longer one. And I want to go, I can't tell exactly the timing on this, so if I'm wrong, please forgive me. But what I kind of feel is this would be maybe, yeah, see, I don't want to reach for that. Okay, I'm just going to give it to you, and if I'm wrong, fuck it. Because what I feel is this could have been like a year, maybe even like a year and a half of like trying to make this thing work. Does that land for you at all?
It does land, yes.
Fabulous. And I need to talk about, because what I see is like we came together, but there's so much of this red sort of flame here that it almost feels to me like there was quite a bit of spiciness or intensity within that relationship. And I need to say on their part, meaning their reactions maybe being bigger and your reactions being trying to kind of calm it down to some degree, or like get it to go in the direction that you were hoping for, but not feeling like it was. Can you understand that?
Yes, I can.
I'm really happy that you're saying yes to all this. I can see that there. And would this person have been like Hispanic or Latino or something like that?
Yes.
Because I just feel that, and maybe I'm just identifying with this person because I'm like, I'm a little, but I feel this sense of that there. And I feel there was a lot of good, but I need to talk about him being either younger than you in some way or not. Yeah, I want to say a little bit younger than you. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
And I feel like that was both in maturity, but also literal age. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Would you know if there was his birthday that just passed?
It did just pass.
Because I just felt that very, very much there. And I also need to talk about, what is that doing? It's so fun using this little scrying thing. It's just like you just look at the flame doing shit and it just tells you things. So let me just see. Okay, I actually feel like I need to talk about the healing work that you've actually done from that relationship specifically. Can you understand that?
I can.
Because I feel as if I need to go into therapy, like literally therapy. Can you understand working this out in therapy?
I am currently, yes.
Yeah, because as I feel this, I feel as though I need to talk about the ending feeling not the best. It feels almost as if I need to say the mess of it. Can you understand this?
Yes.
Would you understand infidelity at any point in this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel as though That's very much what was playing out. And I feel as though that's kind of really hit you in the my value space for sure. And I feel like that's what you're kind of working on. And as I'm talking about that, I just need to say to you, you are a lovely human being. I just need to say that because as I'm saying that, the embers just start, or not the ember, but the flame starts to calm. And what I really start to see is a creative person. I see someone who is depth oriented. I feel a sense of kind of leading with my heart and actually being a healer in some right yourself. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Because I feel almost if I need to say you hold space for other people or you are the one that people can turn to. Oh, and this just flashed in my mind. I need to say stop picking the people who need to be fixed. Can you understand that?
I can.
Because as I'm seeing this, you got a little bit of a bleeding heart for those who struggle. Because I think you identify with that. I feel as though that you yourself have had to struggle and kind of make it on your own. It's hard for you to see other people kind of in that same position. Can you understand that?
I can.
Okay. I'm just gonna see just a little bit more. I'm gonna throw it to Megan, and then we'll wrap it up here. But what I really need to is there Jess or Jessie connected to you?
There is a Jesse, yes.
Okay. Can you also understand too? I can't tell if this is Albert or Anthony, but can you understand that connected there too?
Yes.
Okay. And then on just going just a little bit more. Okay. What I really feel. Oh, right there. Perfect. If you're ever wondering if you're going to meet someone and like actually make that happen, I need to tell you that it is being confirmed right now. The flame just totally changed its behavior. And what I see is these two pieces that came together and they just burned together. And there's this really beautiful, kind of powerful thing that I can see here that I think
In my mind, or like a dark colored dog. Would you have an understanding of that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Would that dog have passed?
Yes.
Okay. They're just like, we're doing mediumship. Here's what your psychism. Yeah. Is she, would you understand it as a female?
Yes, she's
okay. Okay. She's coming, she's like right at your leg. She's just literally like right at your leg. And I need, for some reason, I want to talk about whispering sweet nothings into her ear, or like, I want to talk about your last messaging to her. There's something written down.
Yes.
And she's making me aware of celebrating her life in a very special way. She showed me flowers too. It feels quite like heartfelt. Do you understand that?
I do.
I got two different, I don't know. I heard something with like a lil sound, lil, and then I heard pickles, and I don't know where those cross or how that makes any sense. But I just have to say that. So I don't. Do you understand that at all?
Lily. Yes.
Lily. Okay, I did hear Lil. I like my daughter's name Lily. You think it was just like I heard Lily, and then it went to Lil, and then what? I don't. How do the pickles make sense to you?
I'm like a pickle fanatic, so
Okay.
it makes sense.
Okay. I just know and Albert also.
Yeah, that was the one I said earlier.
Yes.
I said,
Okay. Oh, you already brought through Albert?
Mhm, I already said
You
Albert,
did.
yeah.
Okay. I'm hearing. Would that person have passed though?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I just there's like they're like weird. I'm like, so sorry, guys.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta go.
Yes, I just wanted to give you that message quickly, and I hope that that's helpful for you. And also, I really feel they're saying we're cheerleaders for you. Like, I really feel, especially right now in this time, the sense of your lack of self there somehow, like your sense of having to really push yourself on in a way where you don't really feel the energy in the way that you typically do. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel there's something about sort of clearing this out and getting yourself right, getting yourself sort of like steady. That feels the important thing, and studying too. Something about studying. You're learning. Are you going to be doing mediumship?
I am.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Because you were
Yeah.
tricked into that. I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah. Because we're going to be. Are we teaching you? Are we not teaching you? Someone else teaching you?
Yes.
She
Okay.
said, I
Yeah,
see in your future that you're working with us at Oak Bridge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I just know they're like very much encouraging this and something about reading. So there's something reading, like not like I'm talking like a book reading. Okay. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's something about like filling in some gaps here with some of that too. I'm actually getting pointed in Michael's book. So I don't know if you already have that or not. This is not just like me trying to promote Michael. This is them literally showing it to me.
I make $1 off the book, so it's really fine.
Yeah. So do you already know about his book?
I do.
Okay. Do you have that already?
I do.
Okay. Are you reading that?
I am.
Okay, that's why they're bringing it
Okay.
up. Okay. Okay. Because do you understand I'm filling in some gaps for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So just again, didn't really quite mean to go that far into
No,
it.
you're totally
But
okay.
I really want to give you a big hug and a kiss from all of, like, you have many folks over here. That's what they're making you feel like a team of people. But I feel like a sense of just cheering you on, really encouraging you to continue to believe in yourself, to trust, and to know you're headed now. Things had to fall apart to come together. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, so that's where they're taking me, and it feels like it gets much steadier, much better, you're gonna look back at this time, you're like, I can't believe I put up with that shit. Like, that's what it's gonna be like.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
right. Yeah, but it's gonna get even more so. Like, you're not gonna have the same pains or triggers that are still there, is what it feels like. It feels like you're more like, how did that that was like a fever dream. Like, how did that even happen? Like, I'm so above that. Like, there's this whole different you that's going to come out of this is the whole point. Anyway, but yeah, thank you so much for working with us.
Of course.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you
Colby, I'm gonna let Megan go now, but if you want to give any feedback once she pops off, you're welcome.
I'm like,
to
I
do
want to
that.
hear feedback too.
Oh, you want to hear? Okay, then I'm sorry. I was just worried about you. Anyway.
I know.
But
No,
I just want to
actually,
check
I don't have
in.
any
Sorry, really
feedback.
quick, Colby. Just one thing that I got.
Yeah.
Did you keep her collar and did you write all Sharpie on it?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Because that was just what I was saying. Is I saw her collar and I felt like there was some writing on it in
Her name?
Sharpie. Like
Yes.
Lily.
name,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Cool.
I have
Thank
it
you.
framed. Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So
'Cause
and
it
that's
felt
the
very
tribute, that's what she's talking
Yeah,
about.
it felt very memorialized. And when you were
Yes,
talking about
okay,
it,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
came
So-
to me.
So lovely. Okay. Well, I love that your dog came through.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Yeah,
Thank
you're so
you.
welcome. If there's anything you want to say, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you don't have to. You can just be on your happy
Yeah.
merry way.
Everything was spot on.
Okay, perfect. that's perfectly fine. Awesome,
That
Colby.
was nice, yeah.
Well, thank you for letting us read you, and hopefully we'll see you in class.
Definitely.
Yes.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Michael, you're going to still talk a little bit?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk for like maybe a couple more minutes,
Okay.
but I'm gonna wrap it
So
up.
if you're in my live, go hop over to Meet in Michael Mayo's live, because if I close this, that's probably going to close that too. But thank you all for being here. Michael's going to talk a little bit more about some stuff, and really happy that that all worked tonight. Because I'm still technically on break. Like I'm sitting. I'm like,
She's like, I'm on a break, man.
yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bye. Okay, so if you enjoyed this evening's festivities, which I think was really fun, we are going to be doing the psychic development course that starts on Wednesday at 6 o'clock Pacific. So if you are interested in joining that, you can do that by going to oakbridgeinstitute.org and finding under courses Psychism 1, and it is definitely cool. I loved using all these different things. It's so fun to use different things. Like this was really fun. Like this for me was such a fun sort of thing, because what I ended up doing is I actually was staring more at the crystal ball right where it ends, and I watched the flame behave in different ways, and that's actually what gave me the information for Colby, which was really, really cool. So thank you again, Colby, if you're still in the room. I don't know if you are, but if you are, thank you so much for doing that and being here and letting me read you. I was a little bit nervous reading a man, because I'm just like, I don't know what he's going to be like. So I was a little bit nervous, and I was like, but then I was like, Spirit said, yes, you can read him. And I was like, okay, guys, I trust you more than I trust my insecurities. So, so yes, as I was looking at this little flame, I was watching how it was behaving right here at this little edge. So it was really cool, because the crystal ball itself gave it all these colors, and depending on how it behaved, the colors would change. And so the colors were really useful in being able to do this. And because of the relationship of like this sort of dual flame thing that was going on, it really told me this story about what was going on with Colby. So that was a really cool thing. So yeah, this is my big ass crystal ball. I don't ever use it for anything. It's just decoration. But today I did, and that was pretty freaking rad. Yeah. So if you're interested in developing your mediumship, your psychic awareness, there is still room, even though it already started. You can still join Foundations 1 if you want to develop mediumship. If you want, and we only teach that twice a year, so the next one's in January. If you want to develop your psychic awareness, you can do that starting Wednesday night. It's a 22-week course, long commitment, but it is one of the best foundations in mediumship. And all the things that we just did tonight, you are going to learn how to do. So you will definitely be learning. So that's on the 22nd. We do offer payment plans. We do offer partial scholarships. So all those things are possible. But we'd love to see you there. We'd love to have you in class. And you can visit oakbridgeinstitute.org to find out more information. But remember, you can pay monthly. It doesn't have to be all at once or out of pocket like that. So, and then also we will work with you on to make it accessible to you if you need partial scholarship. But I hope you found this interesting. I hope you got to learn something from seeing the different ways in which we can connect using psychic awareness. We're still utilizing the same underlying principles across the board. However, as you utilize those underlying principles, we're using different tools to help draw out that awareness. So, for example, the flame told me a whole damn story, just watching the flame and feeling the energy and feeling the impressions, right? The cards tell me a story. The tea leaf, which was really accurate and really cool today, that told me a story. So it's a learn how to use your intuition, not let me look at this book and read every interpretation. That's not that there's anything wrong with that, but your real psychic work is going to happen when you let go of control, let go of understanding, and move through this. The people that I think Oakbridge and our courses are for are people who have read a bunch of books, taken a bunch of classes, still feel like it's not making sense, still don't feel like they are really making consistent links and work, It is really for people who seek truth and want something that's actually going to take them somewhere, actually going to teach them how to become confident and less doubtful of the information that they receive. What we want our students to walk away with is a sense of confidence and certainty rather than the confusion that I think a lot of people sort of start with and why they keep seeking things outside of themselves. We want you to feel certainty. We want you to feel confidence. We want to take you from confusion to certainty, from questioning to certainty. And that's how we do it, right? Anika says, I'm happy you were my first. Didn't waste money, learned so much. I'm so happy that you feel that way. So that's us. We'd love to see you this next week if you can join us. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this fun little evening of different things that we did. And I hope that you will join me next week on Monday. I always do a free Q&A at 2 o'clock Pacific on Mondays. And then I also do about 7 or 7:30 this one. So I will do readings for people. Today we focused on psychism because the psychism course is coming. But otherwise, usually I do mediumship. But we can also throw in some of these things too if we feel like it. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration tonight. And we look forward to seeing you in class. So oakbridgeinstitute.org. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. We will see you next week. Thank you.